In this video I'm going to talk to you about exact values and how we calculate those without a calculator. So let's talk about finding such like as sine 150 degrees. So to do this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a little unit circle. And the unit circle, remember, with its symmetry properties, has information on there. So I always put my cast on there. And I always write naught. Now this one is in degrees, so I'm going 0, 90, 180 and 270 on the unit circle. And what I need to do is work out where 150 degrees would sit on my unit circle. And remember, the unit circle talks about how far away the angle is from the x-axis. So here, if it's 150 degrees here, that tells me that it's 30 degrees away from the x-axis. So what I need to do is find out, well, what is sine 30 degrees? Well, 30 degrees is one of my exact values. If I look at this triangle, we can work out sine being opposite divided by hypotenuse. Sine 30 is a half. So we can say that sine 30 is 1/2. So let's work out sine 150. Sine 150 is in quadrant number 2. In quadrant number 2, sine is always positive, no matter what the angle. So sine 150 has the same value as sine 30 and is positive. So sine 150 is a half. Let's have a look at some degrees in radians. Let's suppose we wanted to work out cos of 3 pi upon 4. What I do for this is I draw a unit circle, only this time I'm going to draw it in radians. So you need to make sure you put the important information in there. 0, pi upon 2, pi and 3 pi upon 2. Don't forget to write which quadrants have which ratio as positive. And then we have a look, well, where is 3 pi upon 4? To do this, I have to look at pi itself. Pi itself is equivalent to 4 pi upon 4 as a fraction. If I was to look at that as a fraction, I need it to have the same denominator if I'm going to do some kind of comparison. Well, this is just the 4's cancel, so it's just pi. So 4 pi upon 4 is here. So therefore 3 pi upon 4 is this side of the unit circle. In fact, we can say that 4 pi upon 4 take away 3 pi upon 4 is just a single pi upon 4. So what we now can see is pi upon 4 is an exact value because it's an angle of 45 degrees. So if we go to our 45 degree triangle and we look at, well, what is the value of cos 45? Cos is adjacent divided by hypotenuse. Well, the adjacent is 1, the hypotenuse is root 2. So we say cos pi upon 4 is 1 over root 2. Well, let's look which quadrant it's in. It's sitting in this quadrant. So 3 pi upon 4 is sitting here. And we can see that cos is negative in this quadrant because only sine is positive. So therefore we can say that the value of cos 3 pi upon 4 is negative 1 over root 2. And I'm going to look at one more now. So I'm going to look at, say, sine 690. 690 degrees. Again, draw the unit circle to consider where it sits. And because I'm in degrees, my unit circle is going to go 0, 90, 180, 270. Keep going round because we've clearly got a big number. 360. In fact, if we go all the way round again, we get 720. 720 is too far. How far away is it from the x-axis to get to 690? It's 30 degrees away. 690 is 30 degrees away from 720. So our 690 degrees is downwards. So what we want to do is we want to go, well, what's the value? And don't forget we need to know which quadrants have positive values for trig ratios. It's sitting in a cos positive quadrant now, and we're dealing with sine. So sine is clearly negative in this quadrant. Let's have a look at what 30 degrees is. Well, sine is opposite over hypotenuse, so it's a half. So sine 30 is 1/2. And because of the symmetry of the unit circle, this is equal to negative 1/2. And that's pretty much everything you need to know about exact values and using the symmetry of the unit circle to find angles larger than 90 degrees. And that's it.